And I have to admit, reading those comments and watching those videos made me feel so incredibly discouraged. Part of me was like, oh my gosh, should I even be doing this AuthorTube channel? This was not what I was anticipating with the view on my camera, but we'll make it work and also make sure that this is focused. I've done quite a few different videos where the camera has just legit not been in focus at all. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not in focus at all. Hey y'all, how's it going? And welcome back. My name is Jasmine. Welcome to today's video. This is not your usual intro. Generally, I'm in a little bit more put together of an outfit, and I suppose I'm a little bit more, I don't know if with it would be the right terminology, but I definitely usually have a little bit more energy. Okay, so I've been thinking about doing this video for a little while, and I am sure that by the title, you know what I am going to do and what's about to happen. But to give a little bit of context behind the meaning of this video is something that I really want to work on as a fellow AuthorTuber to all of the other people in the community of AuthorTube. So I'm addicted to YouTube. This is not a question. This is just a well-known fact. I am addicted to YouTube, and I don't have an issue with that. I don't have an issue with being addicted to YouTube. If anything, I am happy that I'm addicted to YouTube rather than other forms of social media. And with that, I watch a large range of videos. I watch gaming material. I watch Gordon Ramsay. I watch ASMR. I don't think that YouTube has quite nailed exactly like what genre I am, because I just like a lot of genres. And obviously one of the main genres that I really like is AuthorTube, BookTube, all of those types of things that talk about my interests. But the problem is that I feel like I don't make myself very well known to people that are doing similar things that I do. I feel like I do not show a lot of support verbally. I like their video, and I try to watch as much as I can to make sure that they continuously get views, but I want to do something a little bit more specific with the people that I am finding that are on AuthorTube and BookTube, all that sort of stuff. So I am committing to only watching AuthorTube and BookTube material all throughout this next week, which might not seem like a huge deal, but because I watch so much YouTube and because I watch so much content, so much different variety of content when watching YouTube, it's a lot. So I figured that this would be a really good chance to get to know more people in the community, to be a support where I can and where I should be. Now, obviously there are a lot of channels on AuthorTube YouTube that are very well developed, and those are the popular ones that usually you see through the algorithm. I'm gonna try really hard to find more people that perhaps are still trying to build their platform like me. I already do have a lot of AuthorTube friends, and I am so grateful and happy to have them and to, you know, have their input and to just watch their lives as they read and write. I have no idea how this is gonna go. I am excited. I'm also nervous. I hope that I find more things, because I feel like it is such a niche subject on YouTube. Part of me is worried that like I have found everything, even though I know that's not true. That's like what my brain is telling me. But that is the plan, and I'm going to start right now. All right, so I did what I said I was gonna do, which I know I say in every single video where I do an experiment, but I need to give myself credit where credit is due. So I went down a rabbit hole. I wasn't anticipating that. So basically what I did is I initially just looked up AuthorTube. That is all I looked up on YouTube. I saw the first thing that came up. The first person that I ran into was a gal called Rachel Wright. I believe that's the right name. Also, by the way, in this video, I am going to tag and also mention all of the people that I watched over the course of this week. I know that's gonna be a lot of people, but I feel like they, at the very least, deserve somewhat of a shout out. So Rachel had this really great video that was very, I feel like somewhat spontaneous feeling, but also very raw and very real, which I very much enjoyed that style. And so I was happy to watch a lot of her content. And one of the things that she talked about, this wasn't the first video that I saw, but this was probably like the second or third video that I watched of hers, was about her opinions of writing characters that are a different race than you, especially targeted towards white people. Being a person of color, she had quite a few different things and interesting things to think about. And
Okay, so this video was literally from 2 years ago. So this is an old video. Woo! I'm very, very low if I go all the way down. Right here, I need to go get a pillow. Hi, Lassie. A lot more fun when I'm off my meds, but wow, am I scatterbrained. So I basically missed an entire debacle that was called own voice, hashtag own voice. So as far as I understand it, the hashtag own voice, I guess debate. Let's just take an example of just me to make things easier on myself. I, as a white woman, should I be allowed to write characters that are not white? And basically what I think I understand, there was a lot. The hashtag own voice is basically saying you should try to not write in a character's perspective that you do not understand. I am not going to put my opinion on here yet because quite honestly, I'm trying to just like understand the entire scope of what everything means. I was completely left out of it. Not purposely, but like I'm not on Twitter. I will never use Twitter. I think it's a very toxic platform for several different reasons. I'm not gonna get into it, but that is not something that I expected. I did not expect to go down like this big giant wormhole, and then I looked at other people's videos talking about something similar. I do have like an understanding of both sides of the situation, but I don't completely agree with either side. I guess I just found out about it today, so I don't need to form an opinion right now. I wasn't expecting controversy within the writing community, so that was a fun field trip to go on. I know I'm making light of this. I think it's just because I'm so shocked that this is the first thing that I really ran into when primarily only looking at people who are booktubers and AuthTubers. But it's an important thing to talk about, so I'm not surprised that it was talked about. I'm just surprised it was the first thing that I ran into. Other than that, oh my gosh, it's so freaking hot outside. I'm gonna go. I'm in too chaotic of a mood right now, so I'm getting a call anyway. Okay, bye.
All right, I am back with another update. Today's Tuesday. This video is supposed to go out Wednesday. I know that it seems like I haven't really been doing much of anything with this experiment, but I promise you I have. I thought that that was going to be the only rabbit hole that I went down, but boy was I wrong. Apparently, there is a ton of AuthorTube slander on here, and I have to admit, it's not for the worst reasons. I'm sure I am literally the only person who didn't know about this because I just was not paying enough attention to AuthorTube as a whole, and I paid attention more to the people that I connected with on AuthorTube. But the hate towards AuthorTube, and I will say that word hate because holy crap, all of these booktubers, I have not heard more slander and gossip from anybody more so than booktubers. So I ran into this one channel. I am not exactly sure what his channel is about. I couldn't quite grasp what his genre was. And the reason why I can't remember it is because there were so many booktubers that I ran into that said like, insert name here and the books. Like that's literally everybody's YouTube name, or at least like a good chunk of them. Once again, not trying to judge you for that, but it just makes it hard to differentiate people's channels when they basically have the same title. So anyway, this guy goes into full detail about how AuthorTube is an awful place, how nobody should read books from AuthorTubers, and then he went into detail about this gal. I literally initially I had zero idea who she was, who wrote this book called The Cyborg Tinkerer. And beforehand, she had a really big following on her AuthorTube channel. Still does have a big following on her AuthorTube channel. And I remember watching her years ago, but at this point I didn't make the connection. So he was like ranting on about that, and then I made a mistake and I read the comments on his video, and it was basically a bunch of other people that 100% agreed with his opinion that AuthorTube is completely irrelevant, that people on AuthorTube don't do what they say. They just give all these how-tos and don't actually follow through with their own how-tos. They don't make good books. They make bad reading material. And I have to admit, reading those comments and watching those videos made me feel so incredibly discouraged. I'm already over here kind of like struggling to not necessarily find ideas, but trying to gain traction in my videos, find my audience. I'm already struggling with that, you know? And then I find a video basically saying like, AuthorTube is a dumb idea because
you're stupid. But I understand to a point of where they are coming from. So initially, when I first started my YouTube channel, I did a lot of how-tos because I felt like I needed to. I felt like if I didn't do how-tos, then my channel would become irrelevant, because during the time that I was really trying to start getting into AuthorTube, that was the main thing. And I always felt so incredibly uncomfortable doing it because I feel like I'm still learning. So after like a year, I basically just quit doing all of that. And to be fair, I actually did, I feel like, lose quite a few views in comparison to the content that I make now. So it was definitely very discouraging. I know I'm making light of it, but part of me was like, oh my gosh, should I even be doing this AuthorTube channel? Literally, like, no one is watching these videos. I feel like I have so many ideas, but I don't have enough time to do them, or perhaps I just am not being quick enough for the YouTube algorithm, and just all of these different thoughts that were coming into my head. But then I remembered that there are two things in my life that I always have seemed to come back to, and that is writing books and making videos. At this point, I need to let go of what other people think and whatever people feel, including other AuthorTubers, including, you know, people that watch my content and perhaps assume that I'm just going to be what they deem as a basic AuthorTuber that doesn't know what she's doing. You know what? I'm here to say I don't know what I'm doing. That's why I'm posting these videos. I have zero idea what I'm doing. I know some things. I don't know everything. I'm no expert in writing. I've been writing since I was 9 years old, and I still have so much to learn. I still look at my work and think that it is crap sometimes. I love the storyline, but the actual writing and the craft that I have to do itself, I definitely feel like I need to improve on and I need to practice, but that's why we're here and that's why we're doing this. So I'm all here for positivity. I'm not here to say to you that I know what I'm doing and that I'm going to teach you how to become an amazing writer, because I'm the person watching those videos, okay? I am trying to get resources from other writers of works that I know and love and trying to become a better writer myself. All right, I'm off my soapbox with that. Now on to the people that I found on AuthorTube and my favorite content and some of my favorite videos that I saw throughout this time. So one channel that I found that I really, really loved, and I have no idea how I found this channel. I'm not sure if I just searched AuthorTube or if I just looked like an AuthorTube tag. I think that's what it was. I looked up the AuthorTube newbie tag, just kind of went through everything, and I specifically was looking for people that just kind of had lower amount of subscribers. So I can tell that she definitely has a newer channel, but she's been working on it for the past few months, and that one is called Alyssa and the Books. I just really enjoyed her editing style. I enjoyed her sense of humor, and it doesn't seem forced at all. It seems like this is very much genuinely the way that she has a good time and communicates, and I just really, really enjoyed her content. She doesn't have very much out. She only has like 23 videos. Hey, she has a new one as of 2 days ago. I'm gonna go watch it afterwards. But yeah, so she has a pretty small amount of videos. I'm not exactly sure if she deleted some old ones that perhaps she did a while back. I know that that's something that I had been doing on my AuthorTube recently. So would highly recommend Alyssa and the Books. I think she's really funny. I do have to say that it was more difficult than I would have liked to admit to find newer AuthorTube channel content. I really wanted to find people that were like really just trying to start up their channel. And unfortunately, the ones that really were trying to start up their channel, there were quite a few of them where they hadn't posted a video in several months, but I still did love their material and watch them. One video that I actually really loved and I wanted to give a very specific shout out for. Nothing like an outfit change and the next day to make it a total cliffhanger. What I was going to say was that the video that I highly suggest that all AuthorTubers watch, the AuthorTuber Lin D. Jung made an entire video about AuthorTubers that are, I'm not exactly sure the best way to pronounce it. I'm just gonna put a screenshot and a link to her video here. I think that this was really nice for me to find because I don't think that it's much of a secret that AuthorTube is mainly run by white women. There is not an issue with white women as long as we are making sure that we are including other people. So I loved seeing all of her stuff because obviously it gave me a good amount of people to go watch and to go see. It's funny because Rachel Wrights was one of the accounts on there that she suggested, and I already found her beforehand, so it was fun to see her mentioned again. Some of the AuthorTubers that I watched this week that I actually previously knew before doing this experience includes Bethany Vota, Helene Foy, Autumn Ashley, and obviously the classics like Kate Kavanaugh and Christy Ann Jones. Now, some of the accounts that I mentioned later on are definitely accounts that have a lot of people already following them and a lot of views, but it's so freaking difficult to find people that are brand new and trying to gain some more traction. Just because when you're first starting out AuthorTube, I don't think anybody really knows what they're doing, so they're just trying to figure out what their style is and content that they want to do. So I understand that it's not as easy to find because it's still developing. Overall, I think that this experiment was good for me, even though I found a lot of things that were definitely more on the negative end of AuthorTube rather than the positive end like I was hoping for. I think that this is a good thing for me to know. It's good to talk about the bad things so that you can be aware of them and you can strive to make them better. So I am hoping that here on my channel you can find that this is a better space for being able to make mistakes, ask questions, and just have fun. I do a lot of things for entertainment purposes, so I hope that you don't ever come on here thinking that I am the expert in all things. I just want to write and have fun, and that's it. And I hope that I can relay that to other people who are more along the booktube side of things, and it can just be fun. Let's just have fun, guys. With that, I think that this is going to be the end of the video. This definitely took a much different turn than I thought it did, but I still hope that you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know if you did by giving the video a thumbs up and commenting your favorite AuthorTuber. I still have a lot of people to meet on AuthorTube, and I would love to make as many connections as possible. Sayonara, you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.